So we were let out. I'll tell the story. So we were let out and really late, right? Like because we were kind of in the front of our block.
Yeah,
So
fifth
we
row.
were let out like super late. It was ridiculously late, and so went out, and then Jeff and I wanted to go to the toilet, so Matt waited for us somewhere
I already
above.
went to the toilet
Yeah, so oh yeah, he did during danceable.
during the.
Yeah, so Jeff and I went to the toilet. So when we came back, so I don't know why Matt decided like he was gonna wait for us, but he's gonna walk as well. So he was
I was waiting for you, and then I think I got like, I just want to go outside.
yeah. So he started walking, and so Jeff and I were trying to catch up with him. So because we were behind Matt, we could see right. Like if you've been in Japan and you're well, probably if you're Asian, you wouldn't notice this. But if you're Western, there's something called like the gaijin bubble, where it's basically there's a force field around you,
Yeah.
and like that no
very
no
useful
one
for getting
wants
your own
to
seat.
actually like get close.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
useful. Like if you're like on the train, you want to get your own seat, you want to get your own row.
So
We even scared someone away from us, our Shinkansen seat, when we came back from because it was a pretty full Shinkansen, and then like me and Jeff had like an empty seat between us,
Yeah.
and they were like starting to like fill up like the seats, everyone. I just like stared at them all meanly, and then like they're like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to sit next to these guys." And they turn around. But yeah,
So yeah,
Major
we were
moment.
trying to catch up to Matt, and yeah, but then I noticed like there was this like this like space, like so it was kind of crowded, right? We were trying to get out, but there was like this space
Yeah.
around him, and I noticed like some people were like trying to go past him, but they didn't really want to get close to him, so they couldn't go past. So I thought I would be nice to these people, so I went towards Matt
Made
and went
put space between us, fill the bubble.
yeah, I filled the bubble, and I told Matt, "Hey, there's people like behind you trying to get out. So could you like either slow down or move away, right, or something?" And Matt, I mean, I guess Matt's used to these things, right? So he moved. Like,
And I decide, fuck them. They can walk behind me. It's usually my like whatever. That's their problem. It's not my problem. It's their problem.
yeah, so I was like, yeah, Matt, there's this lady behind you he's been trying to get past you for the past 100 meters, right?
Yeah, it's like I look like behind like my right shoulder, and I see, oh, okay, yeah, there is a woman like
Yeah.
following me. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I try to make some space for her, and
And you even moved to
didn't
the
really
other
pass it.
direction. You even moved to the other side, right? Like
yeah,
you were to my right, and then you moved to my left.
yeah, and she's still like kind of still following me.
Yeah.
And then when we get outside, which is like more open, like I think I made like a full on like fucking like 45-degree like. Okay, let's give her a fucking like whole football field worth of space to get around me. And she's still following me. So yeah, we get down the stairs and get down to like the fountain area, where we usually kind of like, get together, kind of talk and decide where we're gonna go for lunch. Eventually, the woman was still behind me the whole time, and then she eventually, kind of like tapped my shoulder and like talked to me. And then I'm like,
And
okay, a couple
I
things
get
went
out
in my
and I
mind.
get out of the way.
You get away because I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah. It's like, because it's very common in Japan where some Japanese people want to talk to white people.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
Yeah. So yeah, she talks to me, and then she's like, "Oh, hey, sorry for following you." And then she's like, she pulls out in her bag. She has a pin light. It says "Piro Piro" on it. And then she's like, "I'm Karen's mama," in Japanese. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hey, hi." Yeah, Karen. Like she says, she saw me like last year, so I'm like kind of like talking. She's like, "Yeah." And then she's like thanking me so much, and she kept on apologizing for following me for such a long time. And then she just kept on thanking me, like, "Oh, thank you so much for always going to Karen's like Hashkai and talking to her." You know. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, Karen, she's a good kid, she's fun to talk to, blah, 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 and then she's like, "Oh, are you going to the night show?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to Karen's, Cinder song." And she's like, "Oh, haha, okay." Yeah, and then just kind of like, okay. And she's like, "Okay, well, thank you again, thanks again for talking to Karen, and sorry again for following you for so long. Yeah, and then we just kind of like, and then she went off.
Yeah. So
she went away. I'm like, okay.
So Matt's officially like a family friend of Karen now.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bone kai, sometime next month.
Invite her for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I wonder what her mom gonna tell Karen at that night after meeting you, mate.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So actually, kind of like, I guess not the like complete doctor. She doesn't really look all that much like Karen.
No.
Kind of just looks like a mom.
Yeah.
Like kind of typical Japanese mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked like a Japanese mom.
Yeah, Japanese mom, kind of middle-aged woman, like probably in her late 40s, maybe.
Probably, yeah, 40s.
Yeah, mid late 40s or so.
Yeah.
So okay. But yeah, talk to her, and yeah, it was nice kind of rare moment.
I mean, it's kind of an amazing story, right? Like who has that happen to them? No one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like the first time, a year ago, when she's like, oh yeah, my mom saw you go into the theater or go into the concert last year.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool.
I mean, that's
easy to see me.
I mean, we know that's true, right? But like, that's really easy to. That's something. Yeah, that's easy to make up, right? Like she could have seen your Twitter. She could have seen your Twitter and said,
yeah, it's also something you wouldn't make up, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying
Yeah, it's like something you like. If you said, "Oh, I saw some white guy wearing like Harakan bullshit going to the concert,"
yeah,
I think that, for like Harakan, to hear that, oh, okay, that's only like one person that could be. And we're lucky that at least there was a Hanshikai 2 days later, or whatever.
Well, I think it was also more. Karen probably already told her mom, she probably tells her mom every day what she did, because she's such a mommy's girl.
Yeah,
oh, today an American guy came to me, he likes orange chicken too. So since then, her mom has known who you were, and finally she worked up the courage to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's just the whole build up to it is went from being kind of weird to funny to then really cool.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, you should have asked her mom oh, so what's Karen gonna send her? What song she's gonna send her?
I did. I think she got kind of I can't say that. She got kind of oh ho ho kind of a laugh like that. So
is it date?
I didn't think that. It didn't make sense though later when that happened though, but yeah. So it's kind of cool experience to happen for me. Obviously, I was trying to be careful, not make the conversation go on way too long, because it could have gotten really awkward really quick.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
If you do standard Wota shit, right? You're liable to say weird stuff too.
Yeah. I was thinking, hey, I should take a picture with you or something.
Yeah, see, speaking of weird shit.
That would have been crossing. We'll take a picture of her and then send it to Karen via Instagram DM. Yeah, that would have been way too far, 3 steps too far.
It would have been a good photo though, you and her mom, and then you could send it to Karen in DM.
Yeah. But now, because there's no Hanshikai events on the horizon, it's gonna be a long time before we'll be able to tell her about that, or for her to tell her. But
hopefully she remembers.
She'll probably remember, right?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, and 3 days later, Karen did like a tweet of me at the concert. So
yeah, but she ego searches anyway. So
yeah, but usually it's the day of, right, or the day after. Yeah. But it's 3 days later. I was I got liked by Karen. And it's
she only goes through one hashtag at a time. She liked my Hara Pickle Karentan tweet a day later.
Oh
yeah. Where she liked mine an hour later. I'm higher up on the tier.
She probably has a list.